Hey Rehoboth family, I'm glad to be able to connect with you on Wednesday for our Wednesday update in teaching. Today is going to be an opportunity for me to talk a bit more about our gathering again for gathered worship or on-campus worship or in-person worship. There are so many different phrases that are being used by folks today regarding those. I heard one person talk about this week that it's really not appropriate to talk about the church reopening because the church itself actually never closed. I think there's some truth to that, but at the same time, we're just trying to communicate well and let folks know that while we're going to continue our streaming ministry, I'm grateful for our media team and all they do week after week, and not only doing that, but also helping us improve that more and more, and grateful for your affirmation of that and noticing even those improvements that we've been able to make, but that we will begin this Sunday, May the 31st, allowing and participating in gathered worship on our campus. We're thrilled to be able to do that. You know, as we think about the Word of God and we think about the people of God gathering together, in Acts chapter 12, Peter has been imprisoned, James has been murdered, and the church has already been scattered, many of the believers having fled Jerusalem. In fact, it seems from historical accounts, many of them were actually ordered out of Jerusalem by government order. And so the church has been through a lot of turbulence, a lot of difficulty, a lot of challenges. And miraculously, Peter is released from prison. And in those days, especially under the threat of death and persecution, difficulty, government limitations, it might seem that Peter's first choice would have been to go into hiding, to go into seclusion, to go maybe even away from Jerusalem and to flee. But the first place he went and gathered with believers as they had been praying for him, and he continued to participate in that prayer with them. What a beautiful picture of the importance of not simply services and ministry, but the body life of the church. And that's why we talk about Rehoboth being a church family. We are the Rehoboth church family. We're not simply a campus. We're not simply a gathering of ministries and worship services. All of those are important and vital, and I'm grateful for every aspect of them. But we're a church family, and I want to say to our church family that is planning to come and be with us this Sunday, please go online and help us and register. That'll help us prepare and make sure we've got our seating properly prepared for you to be here. You can see even in this video here, we're showing you a little bit of the sanctuary. We've already taped off pews and made arrangements so that we can practice appropriate social distancing. One of the challenges we have is that in our beautiful sanctuary, our pews are really close together. Our aisles are very narrow in our pew. It was set up and designed for the maximum number of people to be able to be in here. So you're going to see 2 pews at a time blocked off, and we're having to do that to spread people out. You're also going to see some tape at the end of the pews on the aisles, and we're going to ask you not to sit in that area where that tape is so that we can functionally create wider aisles so that we keep appropriate social distancing there. All of these things are for your benefit and for us to be able to do everything possible to worship appropriately and safely using the best guidelines that we've been given. I also want to say to our Rehoboth family that maybe because of doctors' requests and their recommendations, or even what our governor has said regarding those who should continue to shelter in place, or maybe you're just at a place that while none of those would apply to you, but you would say, you know, I'm just not ready. I'm not comfortable yet gathering, even with a mask, even with social distancing. We understand. And we love you. And we have got a place for you, and we are looking forward to the day when all of us will be gathered here. So for those who will be gathered in place here at 10:30 on Sunday morning, bring your mask. We'll help you be seated. We're going to have hand sanitization stations. We are shortening our service just a little bit to make that more appropriate for all of us that are dealing with these matters. We will have childcare available for 23 months and under. That's functionally 1 year of age and under. And so that'll really help us as well if you will register and let us know that you're bringing any children that would be in childcare. The rest of our children, we're going to worship family style, and we know what family style means. It's going to be a little louder, maybe a little more active, and our children's ministry, Rehoboth Kids, have done a great job, and they've got resources online for you. You'll want to be sure and download those and bring them with you, and have those prepared and ready to help your children be able to not only participate in worship with you as a family, but also with their attention spans being so much shorter than ours, or at least we like to think so, that they've got some activities that continue to point them toward who God is, what He has done for us, and His plan and purpose in our lives. And there's some really good helps there for you as well. But we so look forward to being able to gather in this place, worship together as family for all who feel ready, and all who are able to be here with us this Sunday at 10:30. For those otherwise, as we have said, we'll continue to stream online, and we certainly hope that you're going to continue to participate with us as you have been online, and be faithful to do that and connect with us there. Again, many of you have connected on our website at rehoboth.org/live. A number of you have connected on Facebook and other streaming platforms that we've done, and very grateful for that. So I want to also mention to you just a word about our giving and our faithfulness, and in many ways say thank you to our Rehoboth family. You just continue to be so faithful in your giving, and I am grateful for that. I commend you. I want to encourage you to continue to do that. I want to share with you a few things that your giving has really made a difference in. Our food pantry continues to provide every week, and especially as we come toward the end of the month, we always see those numbers go up. We've been able to help some families that are in crisis, and really at just a very difficult time in some other ways, and your generosity has made that possible. Yesterday, our counseling partner with Find Hope Counseling, David Bradford, that we so appreciate, we have, in a partnership with the Metropolitan New York Baptist Association, we have partnered with them and partnered with David. And David online met with a number of pastors there yesterday to encourage them and to help them. Many of them are walking through some of the most difficult days that any pastor would have to walk through. And those are heavy, heavy burdens. They're challenging. All the things that we face with social distancing and space and life changes and the strains that are falling on many of our own families, theirs in some ways are 10 times fold. One pastor in a 30-day period did 30 funerals for members of his own church family. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the strain and what that body is affecting? A number of those churches are newer churches, or they're churches that are in places in New York City that, frankly, they probably will never be able to afford owning their own building and having their own beautiful facilities like we are blessed with Rehoboth. So they rent facilities, and many of them rent facilities in public spaces, even schools. As changes are occurring, not only in New York and many other places, many of those pastors are finding out that not only they've not been able to meet in those schools during these seasons, they have not been able to meet at all and have done like we have, but many of them are learning that no more will the public schools in many of those boroughs allow outside groups of any kind to meet on their campuses. And so now they've got the added strain of trying to find a new place to meet, and in these days that's going to be increasingly difficult. So your gifts and your ministry and your faithfulness in Rehoboth have enabled us to partner and to assist and help our brothers and sisters there. We've got some other things that we'll be talking about, I hope even by next week, and where we're going to do some things to help our brothers and sisters there and minister in some of those matters. Our ministry in our community continues, and we've been able to bless the healthcare professionals at Emory's Orthopedic and Spine Hospital, and during National Nurses Week, we blessed them and encouraged all of them. Your gifts enabled us to do that. We received many very kind notes from their staff at how much they appreciated being remembered and being encouraged. We've also been able to partner with DeKalb County, and right now We are a COVID-19 testing site, and if you feel like you need to be tested or you desire to be tested, if you'll go to DeKalb County's public health website or even just DeKalb County's main website, you can even go to our website and you can find information there. That will enable you to register, and then you can be tested. It's no guarantee that you'll actually be tested here at the Rehoboth site. It's wherever you're closest to. And where the time frames are available that they will set you up for testing. But there have been people streaming onto this campus during the hours of 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday since they've set it up. And DeKalb County's just done a super job. Their team that's here and the DeKalb County Police Department that are providing assistance with traffic flow and so forth, frankly, has just been amazing, and grateful for that. And you have enabled those kinds of things to take place. Our student ministry continues to plow into our students and minister to them, and we've blessed all of our seniors and graduates in unique ways as this time. Normally, we'd recognize them in a service and have some gifts for them, and we've not been able to bring them to the service, but we've done things remotely for them, and your gifts have invested into our student ministry, and grateful for that. We're investing in our children's ministry, and we'd actually shared that about 2 weeks ago we were hoping to mail out Bibles to every one of our children's ministry families that we encourage them to use and to read with their children, and their age-based, so there's a different one for the youngest children. When our team was finalizing some steps, they decided to change that plan, and this week, I think even starting today, different volunteers and some of our staff that are part of our Rehoboth Kids Ministry, they're actually going to be delivering those to your home. And yes, they're not coming inside, and they'll stay safe distance, but it'll give an opportunity for them just to have that little extra personal touch, and again, a way for us to invest in the discipling of our students and our children and our families. We have been able to provide, literally from the very first day that we had to make these changes and not meet on campus, the ability for our small groups to meet with video and or conference calling. And the reality is there's a good bit of that that's just not free. And your faithful giving has enabled us to be able to do that, and to do that quickly. We've seen some new groups start. We are watching some groups who've actually grown, existing groups. It's been exciting to see those groups grow and flourish in days when you'd think they would decline. And that's just an amazing thing. If you'd like to be part of a Bible fellowship or a community group and you're not part of one, if you'll reach out to us, Brad Cohn at rehoboth.org. Brad can help you, and he'll connect you with one of those, including one that is getting ready to start here in just a few days. It'd be a great thing to connect in with that. I want to share an example of something Tina and I are doing, and if you're able, we're truly not trying to have a giving campaign. We're asking all of us to be faithful in our giving and to continue to do so. But I want to share an example of what Tina are doing. We received the stimulus check like many of you did. Ours seemed like it took a bit longer, but it finally has come in. Grateful that it did. We're in a place where the Lord has blessed, and I don't need those monies to pay a medical bill. I don't need those monies to pay a mortgage. I don't need those monies to put food on our table. And so Tina and I have chosen that a portion we're giving to above and beyond what our regular tithes and offerings are. We're still giving that to our general tithes and offerings. A portion of that we're giving to our missions, Global Missions Fund, and a portion of that we're giving to our Food Pantry. We'd never ask you to do something that we wouldn't do as well. We feel that it's important that we be an example of Christ just as much as we would ask anybody to. And so I would say to you, if you need those funds to help do basic things in your life and the necessary things, I don't want you to think twice about using those for those needs. I don't want you to feel guilty in any way about that. But if you're in a place like Tina and I are at this moment, we've not always been in that place, but we're in that place where we can say, we don't need those for our essential needs today. And I would encourage you to be generous with those and give above and beyond extra to your tithes and offerings. And consider our Global Missions Fund and consider our Food Pantry. You can do that all online, or you can continue to mail in. This Sunday, for the first time since really the middle of March, we're going to have the opportunity that those are here can actually give an offering in the service. Now, it will be on tables with baskets and no one will be passing those, but there'll be that opportunity this Sunday as well. Rehoboth got a lot of other things going on ministry-wise. Our food pantry is open today from 12 to 2. It's open on Sunday afternoons from 4 to 6. And if you need that or you know someone who does, please connect into that. Also want to give a big shout out to David and Katie. David Thompson's our student pastor, and this Saturday, May the 31st or May the 30th, he and Katie will be married and become husband and wife. Very different ceremony and celebration than they had expected, but nonetheless, one that'll be joyous before the Lord. So David and Katie, we congratulate you. We look forward to seeing you a week from Sunday, and even in the Rehoboth service with your Rehoboth family, introducing you as husband and wife. But we're grateful for that, and those are very special days. Delighted for that. Again, our community groups, our Bible fellowships continue on. Our Rehoboth Men are doing a Wednesday night video men's group that meets at 6 o'clock. You can join in. If you'd like more information about that, email us at pastorsoffice@rehoboth.org. That's pastor's office at rehoboth.org, and we can connect you with them. They're going to be talking, and they are for this season right now, they're talking about leadership, and they're going to be talking about leadership in the workplace. So you're going to want to jump in and be a part of that, guys. It's good stuff, and you'll be encouraged. And there used to be a ministry that talked about the hour of power, and a little corny today for those statements, but I promise you, this is going to be an hour of power. You don't want to miss their gathering, guys. A lot of other ministry happenings in the Rehoboth family, but grateful for each of you. Thank you for how you have reached out to me and other staff personally. Thank you for your encouragement. Thank you for your steadfast faithfulness. And let us remember that in the times of strain and pressure and pushing and life changes, one of the greatest joys that God has given us is exactly what Peter did that we saw in Acts chapter 12. When he was able, he gathered with the body. And as you are able and as you are comfortable, come and gather with the body again. Have a great day.